Hi Talk family, I'm your host Desh and thank you so much for joining me on another exciting episode of Talk the Talk. Our guest for today's episode is an exceptional dealer principal in the automotive industry and a strong advocate for women's empowerment. With his extensive experience and visionary leadership, he transforms the landscape of his dealership, setting new standards of inclusivity and equality. I just heard he just hired 3 more female staff. His commitment to fostering a supportive and empowering work environment makes him a true ally for women in the industry. He is seen as a passionate dealer principal. He's seen as an amazing mentor and a dedicated person that is inspiring and uplifting his team to achieve their full potential. So without further ado, let's get to know Deon Olivier, and he is the dealer principal at SMG Toyota Cresta. And as always, this interview is proudly brought to you by Seriti Solutions, MFC, and Avo by Nedbank. Hello, Deon.
Hi there.
Thank you so very much for joining us. I know for the dealer principal, it's very, very difficult to get out because you're not just a DP, you are a PS, a problem solver. So you need to be there. But thank you for joining us.
No problem.
Okay, so Deon, tell our viewers more about your journey in the motoring trade.
Well, I've been in the motor industry now for going on 14 years. Originally actually from the KZN area.
Okay.
So I started off in the McCarthy group down there. And I've now recently joined the SMG group up in Randburg.
And what do you love most about representing the Toyota brand?
I think as most folks will know, that the actual Toyota brand is the #1 brand in South Africa. It has been for now 40 plus years. And so it's been an exciting brand over the last few years now. There's been some really awesome changes. The design of our vehicles are actually changed and looking really good. But I think the important thing is that we look after a big market, you know, from an entry-level vehicle right the way to an actual top-of-the-range vehicle as well. So
absolutely, and I must add that I represent, I think, 29 brands in the country. I write for 29 brands in South Africa, but Toyota has been so influential in my journey as a motoring journalist. Everything I learned under the bonnet was because of my father-in-law that worked in Toyota or at Prospection for 40 years.
Wow.
So yes, Toyota is a very, very strong, good brand, and there's no bad brand anymore in South Africa. There isn't. So how do you encourage your female staff within the dealership to climb the ranks, to be encouraged to continue striving for the best in their career?
Look, I think for us too, the individuals go on an actual very intensive training process through the actual Toyota brand as well.
Yeah.
So we have 1 and 2 and 3 year cycles that they go through. So they learn a lot through the process, but at the same time, at dealership level, there's a lot of involvement with the team members to be able to take part in various things and activities that we do in the community or at the dealership itself. So that keeps everybody involved. Through the actual dealership as well, we also believe strongly in promoting from within. So that's an actual key thing for us. We look at that on an ongoing basis as well.
Now, Deon, obviously you took time out of your busy schedule and you're here promoting women in the motoring trade. How can men become more prominent in advocating for women in the trade?
Look, I think we can all learn from each other. And it's there's a saying that one's never too old to learn.
Absolutely.
So I think to have a good mix within your dealership is always important to be able to learn skills, processes. Ladies are generally a lot better at admin and that type of thing as well. So so we can definitely learn from each other, but at the same time empower each other as well.
Absolutely, we need to do that. And men like you have become champions. We have the likes of Jeff Osborne, who's actually my ambassador for my movement. We have Fan and Dr. Ono of We Buy Cars as well, that have been championing behind us. Roy Samritan, the owner of Seriti Solutions, and a long list of males that are dealer principals in leadership roles that are mentoring young females, and you're one of them, so I thank you so much for that. And having said that, you actually you are supporting our platform. I think my team has been at your dealership as well, and we have highlighted the females in your dealership, and I want to ask you why do you feel so passionately about this platform, and what do you think are the contributing factors in terms of what we can be doing or we possibly doing for the females in the trade?
Look, the other big thing about the sales game, or the actual sales or the motor industry as well, is that it's still one of those industries where people buy from people. And at the end of the day, it's important to have relationships, and so you keep building relationships. And so it's important to tie up with individuals, companies, businesses, local actual communities, where we can sow into that and build those long-term relationships, because then from there you get referral business, and that's how the actual business will keep going and keep growing.
Absolutely. So Deon, I just want to say thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you, we appreciate your support, and I know that it's going to result in amazing opportunities for the future generation of females in motoring South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I want to leave you ladies with this amazing quote, something that just reminded me of Deon. If it scares you, it might be a good thing to try. I've had a conversation with him, and I think that really does represent who he is. But something else in terms of men that are supporting females in the motoring trade: start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. So ladies, in the pursuit of greatness, one must embrace the challenges that come your way. It is so important to be the best at what you do. It requires the resilience and the fortitude to endure the worst. It is through overcoming adversity and facing the darkest moments that true strength is forged. Embrace the lessons that hardships teach, as they sharpen your skills and deepen your determination. Also, it's important to embrace the journey, knowing that by handling the worst, you are paving the way to become the very best version of yourself. I always like to end my interviews with my quote from my guru. His name is Satguru. The walls of protection we build around ourselves to protect from external threat become the very walls of self-imprisonment. So don't be afraid. I believe strongly that those walls are put up there for you to show how bad you want to get in. So with that being said, I would like to remind you that the question should never be who's going to let me. It should always be who's going to stop me.